Good evening, everybody. This is Leah, Ryan, and Loft Manager Richard from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario, here with your Monday night Pioneer Family Show, where we talk anything and everything to do with pigeons, pigeon racing, one loft racing, pigeon health, you name it, we talk about it. I'm going to do what I do, which is make sure we are live on Facebook and on YouTube, and send it over to you, Ryan. Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Ryan, Pioneer. Ricky, I knew you were going to like that one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday evening. It's very damp here today. I actually had to do some outdoor work.
Damp, I mean like drizzling?
It's drizzly damp, no fun. My legs are real sore today.
-10.
Feel like when I was a little, well, yeah, but there's Canadian dampness. And I get back to, again, pigeon flyers on wire floors. You never want to do that here in Canada. That's just my opinion. But welcome. YouTubers, Facebookers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, tweeters, bowlers, poker players. Hey, welcome to the Pioneer Family Show on Monday evening. We're glad you're with us. I know Leah is making sure all the feeds are going out. We've got the legendary Loft Manager Richard. He is in the house. He's going to try and keep those tardies to an absolute minimum tonight. The party is starting. Now, you're newly mic'd up, so remember, all I want to tell you is this. We got some new gear.
If you're going to be bowling,
when
you go bowling, keep your bowling ball warm. Put it in a bag, put a blanket around it or a towel around. In this country, keep it warm. Because when you get into the alley, if it's not warm, it will not roll the same way. So
tip one.
I just want to say,
tip one of the night. Tip one of the night. Now,
your youngsters don't have to keep them warm, but make sure in the morning they got their water and their feed.
You know, before we continue on with your bowling information, and he's a terrible bowler, trust me on this.
No, I know a bit about bowling.
I know you know a lot about everything. You've been around a while. We can't forget she's probably out in the middle of the sea here in the internet world. She could be stuck in between YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Who?
The doctor. Where's Leah? You with us?
We lost her.
I am here. Want to give a big shout out to Michael Peevler. Tracy is in the house. Hello, hello. Troy Spencer is in the house. David Tracy. Rodrigo, nice to see you on. Robert Hamilton watching all the way from Australia. Nice to see you on. Bruce Dixon, nice to see you again, friend. Jay-Z is in the house. Ron DeStefano. I butchered that one. Sorry about that, Ron. Nice to see you. Trevor Stenhouse, who else? James Timothy Walters, Frank Eichhorn, Jay-Z. Is this live? Hello, Pigeon family and good friends. Hello to you, Jay-Z. Yes, we are live. Henry, Ratter, Rhymes with Ladder. Hello, hello. Got lots of people in the house already. Nice to see you guys on. Moa's in the house. Who we have over on YouTube? Mansker Racing Loft says it's 64 degrees here today. On Wednesday, it's going to be -4. Well, as you can see, the boys are not in the clubhouse today. They're in the kitchen because it is pretty cold here in southern Ontario. I don't know, what is it, -20, -17?
Well, it's actually mid-central Ontario.
Yeah, I don't know, or like -10.
Don't call it southern Ontario.
Well, it could be southern. It depends on what. Listen, we're not in the middle of Ontario.
It's mid-central Ontario.
Back to you, Leah. Again, you know what? I don't know why you didn't get a job on the
It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly. That's all I'm saying. Okay, moving on. What do you want to address first, Ryan, before we get off the wrong track here, the first 5 minutes? Go ahead.
Well, I don't think anything is wrong. We had a gentleman today. He's a participant in Pioneer. And he had some, I guess, was it a concern, Leah? Or he wasn't, maybe he's not understanding about, we made some adjustments in our 2022 Pioneer OLR race. And I think we're going to start off with that because we're not here to get anyone fired up or get upset, or we don't want to change rules, or, you know, we want everybody to be on the same page. Correct, Leah?
Yes.
And the gentleman wrote and he said, well, from what I gather, Leah, he says we're changing the rules and about the bands, the gold bands and the $100 bands. And what we tried to do is we tried to come up with, Leah, you explain it good. What did you say today? We jumped it or something? How did you word that?
We overshot the mark with our band sales, thinking because we had great success last year with the Gold Band series that everybody would be equally pleased with the 5 different band categories and being able to pick and choose what different category they wanted to fly in. And then we figured we would get all the Pioneer One Loft participants involved in it and get all of them to wear $100 bands and have a bunch of $100 bands flying for a big pot. Now, so far, we've not sold a lot of $100 bands outside of, we just haven't sold a lot of them. So then Ryan and I put our heads together and assumed that it was not fair if all of the Pioneer One Loft race participants put $100 bands on and we raised $40,000 in $100 band money, and then we only had a couple of the outside people put $100 bands on and take all of the Pioneer One Loft money. We didn't think that that was right either. So at the end of the day, folks, we can't please everybody, and we're not going to make everybody happy. And to the gentleman who thinks it's not fair and we're bad people and we ruined his whole racing season, we do apologize. That's not our intent. Our intent is to get as many people involved in this as possible and try and make it a great race for our One Loft participants, because you know what? You guys always step up to bat first. You guys reserve your perches, etc., etc. And, you know, we're sorry if we upset you. We can't make everybody happy. Fly on. That's all I have to say.
Is that better? Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Leah, just say hi to Richard for a second. I just want to make sure it's
I'm
working.
here. We've got new audio equipment, so we're just testing that out. Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
And exactly what Leah said. We want the Pioneer One Loft birds to earn their own money. Okay, let them fly for their own money. You guys have done great already. We have over 300 perches sold. The pot is going to be full. And you Pioneer One Lofters, you guys deserve that money. I would love to take your money and go head to head against everyone else that puts in the $100 bands. And we started in September and we put those $100 bands on sale. And you know what? I expected by today to have at least 300 to 400 $100 bands sold in our area, and then bring the One Loft birds up against it to make it fair. But I just don't see the fairness in it. And I don't want to take any money from you guys that have entered in the One Loft. I want you guys to win all your money and really have a good time. And the guys on the outside that are in our area, we've given them what we call the golden goose. Just go out and fly. Come here. You know, you've got between a $3 ring, a 5, a 10, a 20, a 50, and a 100. We made one big mistake. We thought that you guys actually wanted to get outside the box and make something great here. And you know what? We should have stuck with just a regular $10, $5, $15, $3, $20 ring.
Now, we're not, if I can just interject here, we're not getting rid of the categories. And, you know, I get it. If we're not all ready for $50 categories and the higher dollar amount categories, that's totally fine. How about we all band together and put $3 bands on all of our birds, or $5 bands? You don't have to do $50 bands. You don't have to do 20. You don't have to do 100. You know, I think we had a gentleman today. He bought 100 $3 bands in the $3 category. That's fantastic. Super. But we weren't, Ryan and I made the decision to not enforce that our One Loft participants put the $100 bands on. It was not to cheat our One Loft participants out of anything. It was not to ruin their racing season. We wanted to make it fair for our One Loft race participants, and we wanted to keep that $100 in the One Loft race. That's why we did it. So
yeah, 100%. And that's it. Very simple. I think you guys at the end of the day will like it a lot better. It's going to be more fun. And that's, that's that. We're not here to get anybody upset. Remember, this is positivity. We're trying to make it the best for everyone.
Absolutely. We're trying to make it the best for everyone. We want everyone to have a great time. the race, the One Loft race is going to be exactly the same way as it was last year. Last year we didn't have them with the $100 bands on them, and it's going to be exactly the same as last year. Everyone's on the same playing field. Nobody's getting any added perks. We're not going to have anybody in the One Loft with the $100 bands. All on an equal level playing field. Okay, let's see here. Let me get to the comments. Guys, if you have questions, pigeon-related questions, whether it's breeding, pairing, winter care, training, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Don't be shy. This show works best when everybody participates, so don't be shy. Put your questions in the comments, and I will get to them. Let me get to the comments here. Tracy, you changed it that way back in December, didn't you? Yes, we did. David Tracy. Yes, he says, yeah, they did. I remember. That's correct. David says, thank you for making it fair. Well, we're going to make it fair for everybody, right? And not everyone's going to be happy with every single decision we make, and we understand that. It's not our intent to upset any of you. All right, moving on. Over on YouTube, Sean Strafford is in the house. I think he's from Trinidad. Nice to see you on. Abdil Pino says, good night, everyone. Thanks for the show where we always learn new things about pigeons. We do try. Sean's asking how much money to join your One Loft race and how much money are you getting paid when you come first, second, third? Okay, Ryan, if you want to just briefly go over how much it costs and what our prize points are, go ahead.
Okay. Our One Loft race is pretty simple. It's 1,500 Canadian dollars to enter a team of 5. If you don't want to enter a team of 5, it's $350 per single entry. You can enter as many birds as you want. Prize money is simple. We start paying out from the 2-mile graduation trainer. We pay the 2-mile trainer. We pay the 10-mile trainer. We pay the 21-mile trainer, the 50-mile trainer, and the 80-mile trainer. And all those trainers are graduation tosses. We have other tosses in between, but those 5 tosses, just there alone, we're paying out, I believe, 55 prizes. So first bird to clock on each of those training flights. That's a graduation training flight. That means all the birds go up together. First bird's going to win $250. The next 20 pigeons is going to win 100 Canadian dollars. And that is for what you see right there, our boot camp. And that's how, when we start training in the month of June, we have these graduation spots. And that's where we do our mass liberation. Richard and myself, our birds go up together. And it's the first birds to clock. As you see, the first 21 birds on each one of those tosses is going to win prize money. And that is just in the training. I know for a fact our training, our boot camp series has more prizes than most One Loft race prizes through a whole season. But that's just the boot camp. Ready to move on to the regular 8-week series, Leah?
Yep, there we go.
All right. As you can see, we have an 8-race Young Bird Series program. The series is on a schedule. Okay, so that means you're going to get headwinds, you're going to get tailwinds, you're going to get overcast, you're going to get a 7-day race schedule. That's what we work off of. Our races are right there on the screen in black and white. As you can see what you win. Leah, I'm a little far from the screen. Can you just give the prize breakdown, please?
Okay, so each of our 8 races, the 8-race series, we race weekly on Saturdays. We follow a schedule along with the combine. What did you want to know? The prize structure for each race is first $1,000, second $500, third $300, and fourth to 13th place for each race, folks, is going to win $100 each. Again, we have 8 races, 8 weeks, consecutive weeks of racing, going from 94 miles right up to our furthest distance is 267 miles.
No, 300.
Matheson.
325.
Miles
It's
or
okay.
kilometers? Oh, 302 miles.
Yeah.
Matheson's 302 miles. Sorry, guys. I didn't see that one. 302 miles. Go ahead.
That's super. And that's for the 8 races. That's all these prizes that you've heard so far is built in to your $1,500 for a team of 5 entry fee or single entries of $350. Are there more prizes? Absolutely. we've got champion bird and champion average speed, which Leah will throw up here momentarily.
I gotta find it. Hold on. I don't know if I
Yeah,
have
no problem.
the single one for the champion, but I can just put up our original flyer, and you can see it down there at the bottom.
Right. And
So
we
we have
pay out
champion bird points. First is 4,000. Second is 3,000. Third is 2,000, and fourth to 12th is, I believe, $250 each. Same for champion average speed.
So if you look at that right there and you add up all those prizes, you get 233 prizes. We're taking in 450 pigeons. That means more than half the pigeons are going to walk away winners.
I'm going to get to the questions here. We have some questions from our friends over on YouTube. Clive Beckford, still love your show. Keep it up from Jamaica. Thanks for watching, Clive. Abdil Pino says, sending youngsters from the USA, any light on logistics to get birds to and from Canada? I believe Abdil is getting an auction bird. So FYI, Abdil, Ryan is going to the United States tomorrow to do the shipping. Ryan, why don't you fill everybody in on how it works if you want to send participants from the United States?
All right. So from the U.S., this is what we're going to do. We accept the pigeons for our Canadian and U.S. breeders. It's about a 14-day window. Last week of April, the first week of May, that's when the pigeons have to arrive. And for our American breeders, I'm going to pick a date within that time. And, you know, within 3 weeks before that time, those last 2 weeks, the weeks that we just talked about, the last week of April, the first week of May, we will post here on our family show on our Facebook what week we are going to pick up the birds. So have it be the last week of April or the first week of May. In one of those 2 weeks, we will go to pick up the birds from the United States. We do everything ourselves. I will be in the U.S. I will be at my address, my place in the U.S., where you will send me your pigeons from all over the U.S. I will put them on their health certificate and cross them into Canada. No charge, of course. All we ask is that you participate, and we'll cover the import into Canada. And that's that. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you just have to pay to get your birds, obviously, from wherever you live by post to our Buffalo, New York address, which we will give you the shipping dates, the days in which to send your birds to us when the time comes, as well as the address. Question from Jay-Z. Are we doing a sprint series this year, Ryan?
We normally don't like to give out all the extra bonuses, but Leah, we're going to have our sprint series like we always do. That's going to be big. That was real big last year. It's been big for the last 2 years. So we're going to do that. Price structure is going to break down along the lines of what you're seeing already. So there's going to be a lot of prizes in our sprint series. So we're going to have that. We're going to have an encore. Go ahead.
Getting back to the sprint series. Also, last year, everybody really enjoyed the Pick Bird series. We're going to keep doing the Pick Bird series. This year, we're going to start the Pick Bird series right from 2 miles all the way out to the final race. So you will be able to pick your favorite pigeons, who you think are going to win, and make your picks and away to the races you go. So we're going to start that Pick Bird series right from 2 miles.
If I can, something to say, your sprint series is going to be bonus to your regular program. Am I not right?
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be bonus to your regular program.
Yeah, it's going to be a bonus.
Right.
The great thing about the sprint, like right now, there's 233 prizes before the sprint series comes in. So we add that sprint series in. I'm thinking you're going to have maybe an additional 30 to 40 prizes. I'm just saying. We have to see the participants. If we get the participation, that will determine on how many prizes we're going to have. But yes, Jay-Z, we will have the sprint series. Like Leah said, we will have the pick birds. The pick birds are going to start from 2 miles and work their ways up. Again, as we The main races for those pick birds will be the graduations. So we're going to start right from the beginning. Also, what we're going to do for this year is, how did we say that, Leah? We're not doing a first come, first serve. How did you word that?
The pick bird in the sprint series is going to be open to everybody, which means whether you own the pigeon or not, as soon as the birds go up for either picking for your sprint series or for your pick birds, everybody will have access to all of the pigeons. When the pigeons come to the Pioneer Loft, unlike maybe some other one loft races, these pigeons come for you guys, for the people. So anybody, whether you own the pigeon or you're just a spectator, will be able to either activate pigeons for sprint series or activate pigeons for pickbird series. We want to make it open to everybody. So as many people as possible can get involved.
Yeah. And again, we will have the photos of the pigeons. You'll be able to see them on our site. Leah will do the Facebook post. So you'll be able to see the birds. You're going to be able to watch the birds on the show and get familiar. But we are not going to be doing any babysitting this year. You know, it's not a friend thing. Oh, I'm your buddy. I thought I told you, remember to hook me up and make sure my birds are picked. No, you have to do everything yourself. You guys can pick your birds, pick whoever birds you want. I can't. Me, Richard, and Leah, we are not getting into the babysitting game.
No. And for those of you who are new and are just joining our race for the first time this year, not to worry. Before these series come up, we will talk about them. We will explain how they work for you new people. We do have a fun time. We try to get as many people involved as possible. All of our sprint series and pick bird series will be up on our website, where you can go ahead and pick what are your favorite birds that you want to support. As Ryan said, when the birds come in for check-in, all of them will get their photos done, same way that we did last year. So we can have them all up on our website, and you can go ahead and look at all the birds that are in the loft and pick them for your sprint or pick them for your pick bird. Let me just get to the comments here. Mark and Rosemary are in the house. Nice to see you guys on, friends. A big hello to Mark and Rosemary. They have just reserved a 5-bird team in our race. Nice to have you guys on board. Claudio is in the house. Rita, nice to see you on. David Tracy, have you come up with any ideas on the couples competition?
Absolutely. We're always coming up with ideas. First of all, how does the couples competition work? You got to get couples. What classifies as a couple? Husband and wife, boyfriend and boyfriend, girlfriend and girlfriend, father, daughter, 2 sons, 2 best friends. You guys each put a team in and you enter yourselves into the couples competition. We're going to have some fun. We're going to make a little entry fee to come into it. Maybe we'll have some cash prize. We'll have something fun. We're going to give 2 super prizes away for the couple that wins. And we're going to have you guys participate things, not only with your team Pigeons winning, but you know, we may ask you guys to make a video or to make a sign or to do something to, you know, to earn points. The couple that earns the most points is going to win, obviously, the couples competition. Not only do you and your couple or your partner have to work together, but you better hope that your pigeons work together. We want to have some more fun. This isn't just pigeon racing, okay? Pigeon racing is actually boring. We all got to work together. A little bit of entertainment.
So we need to get a few more couples before we can kind of take off with the couples competition. We don't have a whole lot yet. I think we maybe 3 couples, maybe 2 couples. I'd have to look. Anyway, something to look towards. All right, I'm going to go over to YouTube, and then I've got a bunch of questions on Facebook. Mansker Racing Loft, I left you a message on Messenger. Okay, we'll try and check it. We have been having problems getting our messages through Messenger, so if you don't hear from us, shoot Ryan a text, 416-990-0187, or send us an email at feathersleet@gmail.com. Sean, how can I send birds from Trinidad? You can't send birds from Trinidad, but we will have pigeons available for purchase. They will be going up at auction before the One Loft starts, from top breeders that participated last year, as well as a few of our auction breeders will be sending birds to put up for auction for the Pioneer One Loft race. So you will also be able to participate that way. Johnny Abreu. This is Abreu Loft from Manhattan. How big is your loft for the race? Ryan? And then Ken LeBoy has a question.
All right. So simple. How long's yours? Is what, 38 feet? Yeah.
Well, he wants the
Well,
loft size.
the loft size. How long's the one?
It's going to be.
What is
We
it?
gotta finish it. It's
Mine's
going to be like 30 feet.
we got. It's. I'm telling you, in total, it's about 65 feet, 60 by 8. 60 by 8. The two together, they're about a foot apart. We just spaced them out. Richard has half the loft. I have half the loft, and we work together. We train a lot the same way. Richard's going to have half the birds. I'm having half the birds, and we're making this fun. We both fly well, little different ways, but we train the same. So the loft in total is around 65 to 70 feet. I can't even remember how long mine is now.
All I'm going to say, Ryan, when I start.
Hold on.
It's not fun.
Hold on. Wait, Ricky.
Yeah.
Remember,
when I start, it's not
you're,
fun, Ryan.
No,
All right,
it'll be fun.
it's
It'll
going to be
fun.
great.
Sprint racing. Believe it or not, it's going to be sprint.
It's gonna be fun.
My guys.
Getting back to the answer. We have 2 lofts that will be running in the one loft. Both lofts are going to have 225 birds each for a total of 450 participants. Let's see. Mark, should I cut the flights and vaccinate them before I ship to you? Chances are I will be doing mine. Great question. And then we have to get to Ken. He has a question. Go, Ryan.
You can do what you want. Again, I don't cut or pull. We darken the birds. Richard and myself will put them on the darkening system. I'm not going to be cutting and pulling. I mean, I guess if you send me birds with cut flights, and I see they're cut, I'm obviously going to pull them.
If I can ask you,
but you don't really have to cut them.
Why would this person have
well,
to
because
cut
in the U.S. There's a lot of races like the Hoosier. They cut the 3 flights, and that's what they do. He's from Manhattan. It's a little bit different. If you do,
they got the same daylight as we have here.
He's from Boston.
They're flying them. Boston, New York, Chicago, Wisconsin.
It's not like they're on a lighting system.
No, but what I'm saying is their races are later in the year. The races are later. The races are.
He's shipping to our races.
Okay, he doesn't have to. If someone cuts the flights and say, "Could you pull them?" I'm going to pull them as soon as they come in, and that's it.
Mark,
you don't have to cut them.
You don't have to cut the flights, Mark. That's a hard no. You do not, for our race, you do not have to cut the flights. Vaccinating, we do vaccinate, but we do suggest that you vaccinate them at home. Correct, Ryan?
Yep, correct.
So hopefully that helps.
100%. Yep.
Okay, Mark, would you please split my team? Yeah, shoot me a text, Mark, on how you want it split. Let me know. Not right now, but after the show. Okay, next question. Ken had a question. Don't want to miss Ken. Okay, so now what is the difference between a $10 band and a $100 band?
$90.
No. Ricky, hold on. God, that was good, Ricky. That's that. Good point for you. $10 band, $100 band, $20 band. They're all different price points. If you are flying in our area and you have a $3 band, that bird is flying against all the pigeons. It's flying against the 100s, the 50s, the 20s, the 10s. If they all go up together, but your bird's basically in that category, so it can only win $3 money.
Now, can I just interject here before we confuse the One Loft people? This is for our Pioneer Combine. When we talk about the money bands, this is for a totally separate thing from the One Loft. Ken, from where you live, I believe you live out in like the Windsor kind of area, you're not going to be able to participate in your own loft in the money band. You're participating in the One Loft race. You do not need money bands on the One Loft pigeons. We took that $100. Let me repeat it again. We took the $100 that you were going to use towards your $100 band, and we put it back into the prize money for the One Loft race. That was Ken who asked the question, Ryan. So you have to listen to who's asking the question.
Oh, sorry. I'm having a little bit of headphone issues with this pair. This is an older pair. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So the One Loft birds, there's no bands in the One Loft. No One Loft birds will have money bands on them. That's it.
Right. For the rest of
Right.
you, if you can participate, if you're in the area where you have a loft that's within our boundaries and you want to put the money bands on, yes, we do have $100 bands that are available. We also have $10 bands, $20 bands, $50 bands, 5 and 3. Okay, if you still have questions, let us know. Bruce Dixon, at what point do you darken the Youngbird loft? Great question.
Our one loft birds, when they come in, the last week of April, first week of May, they'll go on the dark. As soon as birds start going in, we'll darken them. We're going to darken them. I'm going to go about 12 weeks. I'll go probably about 3 weeks into the first races, 3, maybe 4 weeks in, and then I'll pull the birds off the dark. That's what I'm thinking of doing, planning of doing. Richard will probably...
I think soon the daylight goes more than what?
12 hours. 12 hours. You
12?
need more than 12 hours. So you're gonna be right there in May.
You're gonna be, I'd say, under 12, 10 and a half, 11 and a half hours. They're gonna go in the dark.
Right.
That's it.
You're gonna darken the birds as soon as they come in, because you're basically playing on 12 hours right now.
But
right.
When they come in, they gotta go in the dark.
Right. Yeah. When they come in, they're going on the dark. Both lofts, when they come in, the darkening is the same. Now, I'm gonna leave my birds, as I said, for about 12 weeks on the dark, maybe 13 weeks.
I'm gonna stop you right now. Don't leave me any secrets.
I won't.
Because I'm
You didn't even hear
I'm
that.
listening.
I'll shut your mic off. Back to you, Leah.
And for those of you who are new to the Pioneer One Loft, you're going to see everything every step of the way. As soon as those birds, actually, as soon as Loft Manager Richard starts on the construction of the inside of his loft, from the word go, we're going to be doing videos. We're going to be showing you what we're doing. But as soon as those birds start arriving, the show begins. The daily show begins, where we show you in both lofts what's going on with your pigeons. So you can see the highs, the lows, and everything in between, right? That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Okay, so Ken, so I thought for the price I paid, I was in all from Pioneer Loft. You're in the Pioneer One Loft. Yes, for the price you paid, $1,500 for a team of 5, get you in the Pioneer One Loft. 233 prizes you're entitled to. None of your money is going to go to the combine, Ken. Okay. Next question. Bruce. Ryan, you need to call Ken maybe after the show or tomorrow morning so he knows he's on the same page and understands what's happening, because I don't want anybody to be upset or feel like they got ripped off. So if you could make a note to do that tomorrow, please. Okay. Bruce, would that apply to an individual fancier with his young birds? If you're talking about the money band league, yes, Bruce. Anybody in the area in our boundary can buy the money bands and participate with our combine. Troy, darkening for 8 weeks, the pigeons go through the molt. Doing 12 weeks, will the extra 4 weeks make any difference? Brian?
I think they'll come into form. I ran out of gas last year. I lost form at the end. So I think if I leave them in the dark a little bit longer, you see, there's a point when youngsters come out of the dark, about 2.5 weeks after, they start to pick it up. And if you see last year, the first 6 races, I crushed most people, including him. The birds were good. And then I found the last 3 races after Englehart, my birds started to run out of a bit of steam. So I think what I'm going to do is leave them in the dark, even for 2 races. By the 3rd race, take them off. And all of a sudden, I don't know what it is, but they come into another form. They go up a level.
That's why I left mine longer.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations. I helped you on that, but you did good. Yes, you did.
Well, and we also have to, again, make a point that last year, Loft Manager Richard, after the 2nd race or 3rd race, he ended up being sick with the COVID and end up in the hospital. So, yes, we did, beat him a few times, but he was also down and out and in the hospital. So,
and if I want to say something, I was down for about a month and a week. And I want to appreciate Ryan for looking after my birds. But the birds do get shocked when someone else comes in your loft and starts taking care of them. not only like, even now in this cold weather, very cold weather we have, I have a set clothing I wear, but when it gets real cold, I put a different jacket on. And when I walk in that loft, those birds, if I should say, they bounce off the walls. They're going like, holy jumping, who's coming in here? Like, they'll wear a brown jacket opposed to a black jacket.
Right.
They can see it.
No,
So
they're pretty smart.
when you're out, I don't like letting anyone else but myself, my pigeon loft. I always like to keep my same clothing on, same coverage on, because it freaks the birds out. And once you freak the birds out, automatically you take them out of form.
Good point.
Right?
Good point. Question for our audience. Do you guys try and keep same clothing, everything the same when it's race time, when you're in that kind of priming and conditioning? Do you try and keep everything the same in your lofts? Let us know in the comments. Glenn Thornley, nice to see you on. What is Pioneer's boundary for the young and old bird combine races? Would I be able to fly from the Lake Huron shoreline? Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, we've got guys down in Fort Erie, they're flying. We've got guys out in Brighton. We've got guys in Orangeville. Boundaries are what you want to come and drive for. So, if Ken wanted to fly and he wants to drive from Windsor, you got to look at where our race points are and where your birds got to go. And Glenn, it's the same thing. You're more than welcome to come and participate and fly. We want everyone to participate. So, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem, Glenn. We'd love to have you fly.
We're also talking about perhaps we have a couple benzing units available. We're talking about possibly, for those of you that maybe aren't ready to make the financial commitment to buying a brand new benzing clock, which we completely understand, but we still want to give everybody a chance to kind of try it. We do have some extra clocks available. We're thinking about renting them to individuals for the season who might want to give the benzing clocking system a try. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Paying a rental on a unit where you just use the benzing clock for the summer, and then you give it back at the end of the season, and you pay a fraction, obviously, of what a brand new clock would cost to let you guys try it out. Is that something you would be interested in? Renting the benzing clock. Now, obviously, this is only going to be for flyers in and around our area. Can't rent clocks out to like California or anything like that. But if that's something you guys would be interested in, let us know in the comments. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Okay, Sean, Ryan, what is your number? I want to call you tomorrow. 416-990-0187. Tomorrow's probably not the greatest day because Ryan's going to be doing some traveling tomorrow and some shipping, and Ryan has to stay focused on what he's doing tomorrow. But I'm sure Wednesday would be fine, or shoot him a text beforehand and just say, hey, is it okay? Can I give you a call? All right, moving on. Senthurin is saying, I think as long as you don't cover your face, they're okay. I think they do recognize the face of the person who goes in. Well, I know sometimes if I go in there, because they don't see me in there a whole lot, and I have my sunglasses on, I feel like they get a little weirded out. But maybe it's not the sunglasses. Maybe it's just me. Let's see. Bruce says that he used to have Let me just get to the comments in a second, Dad.
Okay,
1 minute.
no problem.
Bruce says that he used to have a blue shop coat that he would wear all the time. David says, yes, I feed the same time every day and wear the same jacket and ball cap. So it's not a myth. Other people do it as well. And Tracy says that explains Loft Manager Richard's red shorts. For those of you who haven't seen the famous red shorts, they will come out probably around middle of May.
Yeah.
It's a sight to behold. Yes, go ahead.
If I can say something.
Yes.
It's good to keep your same apparel, clothing on when you go in the loft. And I always identify myself before I go in. I say, hello, 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 whatever I do, hello. They know I'm coming in. They identify that sound, my voice. And then I wear the same clothing. If it's the same coat,
We get
stuff.
it. The same
Yeah,
stuff.
you don't have to read.
And the birds identify that.
That's
They
correct.
100% identify it.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They're not stupid.
So I tell
They
them,
get it.
I go, hello, hello, hello. They know hello. I go, hello. They're comfortable. I come in, same clothing on.
Yep, you said that.
Right.
Good job, Ricky.
Right.
Say hello
Yeah,
to your
right.
birds, guys. Whenever you go into the loft, say hello to your birds. When you go and meet your friends at the bar, I see Tracy. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Hey, what's going on? If you don't say hello, you're ignorant.
You don't have to say hello at a high pitch.
Listen,
you
you know what?
Wait,
could you just stop? Could you just stop? Could you just stop? Wait. When you go into the loft, you do you. If you're in a good mood, you're a little upbeat. Yeah. Wait a minute. You don't like it when I go into the loft the way I am. I'm a different person.
I'm talking something different here.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You don't have to scream it. You don't have to, because if you have neighbors, they're going to say, if you start hollering or whistling or screaming,
Dad,
what your birds like to hear,
can I ask you
your neighbor's going to think you're a friggin' idiot.
You want me to tell you something? When I see you go up and down the ladder, I think you're a bit of an idiot. But guess what?
Before I go up, before I get in, I tell them I'm coming.
I understand that. Okay. Right. But I'm saying you don't have to whisper. Just be in your regular voice, and that's it. Great thing. Talk on your phone in your loft. Pigeons love that. They get used to your voice.
Yeah, that's right.
Back to you, Leah.
Some people, I've heard, they play the radio inside the loft. Do any of you guys play the radio?
Yeah.
Some people do.
A radio could be good when it's time for feeding. Have the radio on all the time is fine. But your birds have to know when you're coming in to feed. You have a radio on, all of a sudden you show up. I don't believe that. I know the radio, you can turn it on when it's feeding time. You get used to that. Right.
Or leave it on low. It's fine. But always say hi to your birds. Familiarize yourself with the pigeons.
Yeah. All of a sudden, if you walk in the loft and you open the darn door up, the birds go, whoa, what's going on? But if you tell them you're coming in, it's like I'm at home here and I was working. My dogs know when they hear the sound of my car pulling in the driveway. And they start wagging their tail. They identify, I'm coming home. I'm in.
Right. 100%. 100%. 100%.
George McGaffin says that the clothing issue is a complete myth. Pigeons have tremendous face and body recognition. Now, just a point on that. Ryan, I know for our landing boards, because we're going to have both lofts and they're extremely close together, you were mentioning you're going to do something a little different on each landing board.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Richard's board is going to come out from the loft, come out towards the yard. Mine runs across the whole loft. Richard's is going to go up and down. I'm going to probably put maybe X's on my board. Richard will maybe put triangles on his board, colored, just on the wire or whatever we make his landing board out of. I don't know if he wants wire. I think he wants latting of wood. Either or, we're going to make him look a little bit different. Pigeons notice these things, and George, yes, they notice your face. They do. You know what they like a little bit more?
George is right.
If you constantly wear the same things. I know most of the lofts they go into in Europe, they always have a loft coat or they wear the same things over and over. It's just a comfort level.
Believe it or not, if you walk, if your birds can see you through a screening, an aviary, they know the person that walks to the loft. You have a different movement. I have a different movement. The birds know that.
Right. 100%.
Dave Ottaway says, just catching up here. I talk to my birds all the time in the loft. I do videos as well, so they are used to it. That's another great point, Dave. You guys are going to see that Ryan will be in the loft all season long with the cameras, not only inside the loft, on the landing board. We set up cameras when they arrive to races so you guys can see them as soon as they land on the board. But we get the pigeons used to it, as I said, from day one. The minute they arrive at our loft, essentially, they're going to have a camera in their face the entire time, so they get used to it. And then there's no big deal. I mean, you can check out our footage from last year. Ryan put the camera on the landing board. They will walk around it. They will come with their beaks and tap on it. It's like the camera is a part of them. So I think as long as they are raised with it, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you wear, however it is you address them when you go in the loft, as long as you're consistent with them and you start from the beginning and follow through all the way, they're going to be totally fine with it. Mark says, in dog racing, they used a radio to keep the dogs calm. So there you go, radio. Maybe we need a little Johnny Cash playing. David says, whenever I pull in the driveway in my truck, they all come out in the fly pen to greet me. There you go. Jeff Henderson, watching all the way from Australia. Nice to see you on, Jeff. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, even it's so funny, but we have a bunch of cats, right? Our own felines. And they'll walk and they'll sit on the landing board or they'll lay out on the aviary and the birds are out in the aviary and the pigeons don't bother at all. But if we had a stray cat show up, birds are nuts. They don't trust it at all. And that's just because the pigeons get used to it. And when you're in race mode, you don't want to bring people into your loft. It can take the form off. It can screw up what you're doing. You want to leave everything as much as you can. Now, with Pioneer, are you guys able to come and see your birds, view your birds, handle your birds, come in the loft? Absolutely. Please let us know. Once we start racing, we normally don't like to bring people into the loft. I'll bring your birds out to you. Richard will bring the birds out. But I know you got something to say. You're just chomping at the bit. Go ahead, Ricky. Fire it in there, boy.
How many times have you seen birds coming home from a race? What? The bird's focused, and you have company.
The birds get all screwed up.
Then you get one person that says, bird, 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 like loud. There's a bird. There's a bird. You normally don't do that. I've seen birds coming in. You get somebody saying, a bird. Bird just does one of those.
Well, sure.
Bird's turned off. Right. It's just like, and I'm sitting back going, my friend, why did you say that? Can't you just please? I know you're excited. Please keep quiet.
It's the same thing. I absolutely love it. I'll have people come over. You see it. The bird's sitting up on the roof and people start whistling, trying to do your whistle. Guys,
do all that shit.
Guys, do me a favor. Sit in a chair, have a drink.
Keep quiet.
Yeah. The more calm you are, the bird feels it. Bird feels the energy. So that's a tip, you know. It is a tip.
You know, shake when I go down, maybe I'll shake the little can.
We know what you do.
Whistle, but then you get somebody in the background going. The bird gets all screwed up.
I know.
He's never heard that before, right?
I know. That's why when we're flying head to head, if I have to, I'll do it to you.
Like a good friend of mine, a good flyer, right? His neighbor was a creep. And when the birds came, all of a sudden, the neighbor knew it. He started up the lawnmower, started running up and down the side of the yard to screw the man's trapping. And it's sad, right? So you change that atmosphere, right? Don't
everybody
keep everything on the same system.
Perfect. Back to
as best as you can, of course. Sometimes life gets in the way, Dad, as you know, as it did last year for you. And you have to make adjustments. But if you can, leave everything consistent. Give a big shout out to Dekine Loft, another new Pioneer participant this year. Nice to see you on, friend. Everybody, I want to say decline. It's Dekine. I hope I'm saying it right. Everybody, give Dekine Loft a big Pioneer family warm welcome. And welcome to our race this year, friend. Exciting. I believe he's from California. We have quite a few Americans this year, which is great. Maybe we need to have a little like Canada versus US challenge.
The audience is just starting to just come aboard. Yeah, maybe we're going to have a Canada versus US challenge. But remember, all these little things we do, it all works if you guys help us and participate and get involved and come with a good positive attitude. Going to be a great season. I know that, Leah.
Dave Ottaway says, got my Aztec hen and John Black cock today. Really nice pair. Thanks, Feathers Late. Awesome. We hope you do great with that pair, Dave Ottaway, and we hope we hear all about all the wins that you're going to have this season. Bruce Dixon says that's ground for an ass whooping. Well, there's going to be some ass whooping too going on. That's for sure. Speaking of auction birds, for those of you who don't know, do you want to talk a little bit about what's going to be happening with you and our auctions and where you're going over the next 3 months, Ryan? For those of you who are interested, because you're going to get a lot out of this too. Go ahead, Ryan.
You guys that tune into our show and our channel and our Facebook page and YouTube, you go to our Feathers Elite Pigeon Auction page and follow us starting, it's going to start about next week, beginning of the week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I will be in Europe. I'm going to start my travel into the UK, and we're going to start to do, there you see it right there, we're going to start doing loft tours, interviews, and very small, high-end auctions. All the birds I will be handling. As well with the breeders. We will select the pigeons. We will do a full-blown loft tour, sit-down question and answer. And we're going to bring this all to you, as well as the auctions. And when the season is over, we will import the birds back into North America and get them shipped out to people all across North America. So tune in for that and follow the ride. And as I say, I'll be in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Belgium, Netherlands, and maybe even Germany.
Ryan's kicking off his tour next week in England, where he is visiting, I believe, 4 lofts in England. Then he flies to Belgium for the Fugare show. And then he flies to Ireland and Scotland, and then flies to the Netherlands for the Houghton show, and will do the remaining part of his tour in in Belgium and the Netherlands. And if we have time, we might even head over to Germany. You guys, of course, are going to follow along the whole way. Ryan's going to be visiting these flyers' lofts. We're going to be doing in-depth interviews. We're going to be doing some great loft tours. Lots for you guys to watch. Lots for you guys to learn. And as far as our Monday family show, we're going to do our best to keep it the same. 8 o'clock on Monday nights. Ryan will join us live from wherever it is he is in Europe or the UK. Even though there is a bit of a time difference, he's going to try and meet this 8 o'clock p.m. for Monday nights for our family show. We're going to see how that goes. And if it's not working out because of his sleep schedule, then we might have to do some adjusting. We might do it Sunday afternoons. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to keep on with the Monday night family show. Ryan will be live from Europe. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And guys, we're going to be meeting all different types of guys. I'm really excited to go to the UK. Some real good sprint guys, sprint pigeons. It's going to be very interesting to get to really go and see and go in depth through this time. It's going to be, again, almost a 3-month journey. And what's so great about it is it's not always all the big names, the Coca-Colas and the Pepsis and the Mountain Dews. You know, sometimes you got to go visit that super RC Cola loft. You know, you got to go and find the golden lofts. And we're going to start right away when we hit the UK. Darren May and Formula One lofts. The pigeons are awesome. And we're going to start right off with the Golden Doif winner. That's one of the hardest and prestigious awards you can win. And that Formula One, they have it. It's going to be exciting, Leah. Right off the hop, we're going into super high gear. The quality of pigeons is going to be through the roof. And Leah, you've seen the pedigrees already. Aren't they mind-blowing?
Yeah, they sure are. They sure are. Ryan's making the trip over there, and these breeders have really pulled out all the stops to give Feathers Elite the best selection possible. So we're super excited about that. You'll notice on our auction site right now, there are no technically auctions running at the moment. We do have our Feathers Elite Marketplace, which is new to most of you. It is a place where we are selling pigeons at fixed prices or make an offer. So let's say the bird's listed for $1,500 and you say, I want to spend $1,000. You can go on our site. There's a little button that says make an offer. You can click on make an offer and you just put in your offer in the comments. We will get an email at our office here saying that Bob Smith has put in an offer on lot 4 for $1,000, and then we check with the seller to see if they agree to that price. If they do, the bird's yours for $1,000. If you don't want to make an offer and you want to just pay the asking price, you can do that as well. So a little different way that we're doing things at the moment to still give you guys a selection of birds to look at on our website at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. I have a bunch of birds that I still have to upload. I've been helping Ryan organize his shipping for this week. So once he leaves tomorrow, then I'm going to dedicate to try and get as many lots up there as possible. I think we're going to do a marketplace show before you leave, Ryan, on our Feathers Elite channel, just to show everybody the birds that we have available.
Yeah. We'll put that together, a little show. Guys, the birds are fantastic. You'll like them a lot. The quality is super, super high. And it goes for anyone. If you do have birds that you want to put up on our marketplace, we can do that for you. That's why these birds are here. Now that I'm going to Europe, it might be a little tricky to get birds up on our site for that. But we wanted to have this on. This is something that we're going to be doing going forward. So keep that in mind. Great way to market and advertise your birds, and sell some of your birds if you want.
Robert Daughtry says, did you say 3 months gone? Be safe, my friend. And Brian Mansker says, safe travels. Thanks, guys. Yep, Ryan will be gone now all of February, all of March, probably half of April. He will be back in time for accepting the one loft birds. And loft manager Richard is going to be working feverishly on his loft while Ryan's away, so stay tuned for that. Go ahead, Dad. You wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're actually going like, there was a guy that came across, I think in the 1500s or 1600s. His name was Christopher Columbus.
Well, if you look on our family tree, we're down from the Columbuses. Hey, what can I say?
Columbus. He's the guy that discovered North America. And without him, we wouldn't be here. So you're basically going. And the other thing, too, is he's going to England to start off. For how long? For a couple, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks in England.
You know, Ryan has what? Dyslexia?
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia. So he's going to rent a car, so you'll have no trouble driving.
Ricky, boys, all I can say is what I'm about to do is, you know what I'm going to do? When I go to each loft and I sit down and do those in-depth loft tours and we talk pigeons and we have some fun and handle some pigeons.
About driving from the airport.
I'm not worried about driving. We call that driving. Guess what could happen when I drive?
Do this.
That could happen when I drive. But I'm going to bring you guys along with me while I'm on the road. I looked at Chevy Chase. If he can do it in National Lampoons, look at me. I'm a pro. I was born to drive, as some would say.
Do this.
Yeah.
You don't know your right hand from your left.
Listen, I said to Leah the other day, this is no bullshit. I was driving up the highway, and I pretended in my mind I was on the other side of the road. I don't know, how did this look? How does this feel? But we're going to bring you along with that.
What you got to do is get in the passenger side.
Right.
And just put your leg over the console.
And
drive.
And drive with
Ricky,
your left hand.
Stay over. Yeah, I can do that. But here's another thing. It's going to be more than just loft tours. We're going to go have some dinners. We're going to go see some sites. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some eating, sure. And we're going to bring you guys along for the ride. So have fun and enjoy it. And the pigeon quality I'm going to see is going to be second to none. I'll learn something. I'm going to, you know what? I guarantee, Ricky, I will do some learning.
I got a little side joke for you.
No
side jokes. We got Mark has a question. Mark has a question. Ryan, all I have to say to you is, please, God, make sure you stay in your lane. That's all I got to say.
Look, I'm going to ask you a little question. You're not cutting me off, are you?
Ricky, I'm not cutting you off, boy.
Mark has a question.
What's your question? Okay. Mark has a question. Let Mark
has a question.
Go.
Dad, come on now.
Go, Mark.
No tardies. Okay. Ryan, did you ask your dad if he knows a Canadian flyer, John DeJong? I purchased great birds at an auction in the Rhode Island Pigeon Club in 1974. Mark's a pigeon OG, man. 1974.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ah, yes, I
No.
know him very well.
No,
Actually,
you
I knew
didn't.
his wife better.
No, you didn't know him. If anyone knew the name, I didn't know the guy's name. I didn't know it. Ricky didn't know it.
But
If someone knows the
maybe,
name, Leah,
How do you
produce
know?
the name
You
again,
weren't even
Leah.
born that
do
then.
you maybe Mike, where's Mike Vandriak? Mike Vandriak, he knows everybody.
Where's
Does
he been?
anybody, any Canadian Flyers know a John DeJong,
Pigeon, I
DeJong?
know that name.
I
Pigeon.
wonder if he's from Quebec. Anybody? Let us know in the comments. Henry says Ryan needs a vacation from Ricky. Believe it or not, they'll probably talk more when Ryan's away than they do now.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Ryan, I'm going to ask you a question that
Okay.
might be offensive to the.
Let's not
yeah,
do that. Then.
let's
Hold
not
on.
do that.
Let's
Yeah,
not do
just
that. Tardy, Ricky. Ricky, tardy. Hold on. Just
Tardy?
tardy. Ricky could go fucking tardy here in a
Don't be
sec.
afraid of the truth.
there we go. Ian Sybil comes to the rescue. Ian says John and Benny DeJean, friends with Piet de Weird. De Weird? De Weird.
That's
De
Yep.
Weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, do
So,
weird. That's right.
so then you do know. Ian knows him.
Yeah.
Ian would have known. Ian would have been a guy that would have known. Maybe Dave might have known, but Ian, because him and his dad had birds for so long. Sorry, Ian, I'm not trying to date you, but there you go.
So Mark's watching over on YouTube, but if you go over to our Facebook stream right now, Mark, there's a bunch of our Canadian friends here who I think did know him or do know him. So from Hamilton, Frank Eichhorn says probably from Hamilton, Ben DeJong.
are you
Dave
thinking Benny DeYoung?
Dave Ottaway
Maybe it's
says,
DeYoung.
yes, DeYoung had great Del Bars and a Grizzle family. So maybe it's
It's
DeYoung.
Benny DeYoung. There we go. Yeah, from Hamilton. I think I'm right. I don't know. There's text messages coming in. Okay.
Okay. Hamilton
someone's
Central.
somebody's sending me messages saying about somebody's correct. Oh, okay, it's Mark. Mark's messaging me on here. Hey, Mark.
Oh, cool.
Hold on,
Hey,
Mark.
Mark.
This is for Mark. Wait, Mark. See?
There you.
What in the world's that?
You just stay there, Ricky. Back to you, Leah.
So, okay, we've sorted that out. Guys, questions, comments, pigeon breeding, pigeon racing, one loft racing. What do we want to talk about next? Ryan, weren't we going to do some breeding and pairing tips that we forgot about?
You know what? I couldn't get it done. I was actually thinking, I've gotten this computer, this camera bag, and I'm gonna do a video on that just to show you the kind of stuff we're taking for this trip. That's crazy. But pairing pigeons up, it's simple. It's a lot of common sense, and people miss that. Sometimes you force pairs together, that doesn't work. We've talked about that. Dean Pallett said to me, sometimes you want the very best luck. You just let your birds go and love pair. And you know what? If you're kind of new at this, instead of racking your brains out and trying to figure it all out, it's great to love pair. What does love pair mean? Your cockbirds are all in their section. They have their boxes. Everything looks good, right? You just put your hens in and walk away. And by doing that, sometimes you get some real good luck, and you see who picks each other, and you see.
I've had pairs that I thought I'd like to mate that pair's going to mate up. And I put them in, I mate them up and to the cock's box. They're mated. And I figure they're mated. Soon I'll let them out. She goes right away to another cock. And she never seen that cock before.
It's
just a funny thing, right?
You can't force everything.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, 99% or 95% will get paired up the way you want it. But there's certain ones that won't do it. And I had that seagull cock. I call him the seagull. I thought, okay, I'm going to bull him to a blue pied hen. I left them. They were mated, playing around, doing all their stuff. It was 3 weeks.
You just lost interest.
No eggs. They went up in the perch. He's over there in a separate section.
Yeah.
Closed.
Yeah.
I put him to a blue bar hen. He did the same thing. I'm going.
What's up?
You know, I'm figuring he's finished. He's crazy.
He's done.
Done. I put him to his great granddaughter. I drop her in. Bang.
Hey.
10 days. I got eggs.
So what were?
I can't believe it. I was going crazy. I was ready to kill the cock. I was ready to say, get rid of him.
What Ricky's saying is inbreeding is good.
All I'm saying is, when you go to England, I'm going to give you a word of advice.
Oh.
You want to practice before you go. There's one hand you hold your toothbrush in.
Right.
Normally, and brush your teeth.
Right.
Before you go now.
Switch hands.
Switch hands. Brush with the other.
Good job,
That's
Ricky.
it.
Good
there
tip.
you go. Okay, what next? No questions or comments. So
that's it.
Man, this group of people, they're making us work tonight. They really are. Oh, Pioneer Old Bird Series. Down in Brighton, Jim McGinnis, he's going to fly in our Pioneer Old Bird Series, which is
very good.
Which he's on the far end. I know we've got some guys down in Fort Erie that are going to fly.
But when you're flying over 350 miles and up, I know you're on the far end, but you're really not. You understand me?
You know, it was kind of funny, but Jim said the same thing. He goes, you know, the distance doesn't bother me. He says, in that distance, he says, all I got to do is have the pigeons in that super condition, and it won't matter much.
That's right.
And you want to know what? That's a very positive answer. But, you know, he did say it depends also on your, you know, your east in the wind, west in the wind.
And the really short distance.
Right.
The same thing. You got to have that.
You know,
bang,
bang. You know, we're going to be Darren May. We're going to his loft in the UK, and I looked over his pedigrees, and I think he loves sprints. They go from 57 miles out to about 150 miles. Okay, and get a whole course just dedicated to sprinting. Very interesting to go and see it, because here, which is so sad, we don't have a sprint course. We don't have that. We have this from 100 to 350 mile racing. And it's great, but you know, I truly believe a fault here in North America, a real fault, is they don't have consistent, you know what, first learn. If they had a sprint course just for sprinting, I would love to do it, because you learn how to hone in your pigeon, sharpen your pigeon skills, get better at the short end. If you can master the short end, you will master the long end, because you learn so much on sprint races. You have to have the right pigeons. You have to know how to tune them, motivate them, feed them, condition them, because if you overshoot, you're out. And your bird's got to be sharp in the mind.
Let me say something. You're exactly right. A good friend of mine, Dean Pallett, he said, in England, in that small towns they're in, the children, we're talking, got kids that are 10, 12, 14 years old, they'll take their birds against Johnny and Bob. Take their birds 1 mile.
Yeah.
2 miles on their bicycles. Let them go. And they're close. The lofts are very close.
Yeah, they're
and those birds,
they're having little mini sprint races.
Yeah, they're trained mini sprint races. The birds don't even do one of these. They just come out of that basket, bang. They just fly off the land, 6, 8 feet, 10 feet off the ground.
But
home.
You know, and
that's training as a young person to become.
But that's what I think is so beautiful about the sport. And I find here in North America, we've made this course up where you get, you know, 100, 150, you know, 200, 225, 250, 300, 325, and then your season's over. You know, you can't even really learn. I mean, I would love to have once a week a real sprint course where maybe it was on a Thursday, you know, but again, we're different here.
I don't know where you
and I'm not going to attempt to do that, Leah, so don't worry.
To me, there was somewhere in Ireland or England or Scotland, they put up, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 birds, and they sprint to like 5 miles.
No, they do about 25 miles.
Is it?
Yeah, I've seen in Dublin and that. But I mean, it's just different over there. It's a different
Well, that's
level.
a real challenge, and that's where if you think in the 2 mile here, my birds when they come, they're gonna be heading right for the sheep.
Our people though are so spread out, and we're very all over. But anyways, that's for another day.
Getting back to pairing and love pairing, David Tracy says, I usually let them love pair. I have one pair. The hen won 600-mile Ohio pen race, and the cock was combine 500 winner. They mated together. What are your thoughts about racing the young? I have a couple that flew the whole young bird season. They were steady, but not at the top, and they're brother and sister. So these two winners that David's talking about.
Okay, so he paired two brother and sister love paired together, right? And both of them excelled in the longer distance racing, 600 miles, which that's very good. And he paired, and there's two their nestmates that he paired together, or that got paired together. So they're inbred. He flew them a whole young bird season. They weren't his worst birds. They weren't his best birds. They were middle of the pack birds. So probably what I would do is I would continue to fly them, okay?
See how they do the next year.
But you might get real lucky. Don't let them pair up together. Make sure if they're on your race team, make sure they pair up to something else on the team. Try the babies out of them. But normally those 600-mile pigeons, they sometimes take a year or two longer to, you may see it better you may see them perform better in a season or two. They might need a little more time. Did you hear that, Leah?
Yeah. So David, hopefully that answered your question. If not, let us know in the comments. Sorry, we just have to unmic Loft Manager Richard before he takes the whole setup with him to the washroom. There we go.
Right, back to you, Leah.
Okay, so hopefully that helps.
I just wanted to hear on these headphones, guys. See, look at you're learning right with us here. Brand new audio equipment. This is top of the line stuff. I got to thank the people again at Henry's and Long and McQuaid for this great setup.
They hooked us up. Okay, David, let us know if that answered your question. Anybody else have questions? Let us know in the comments. Ryan?
Oh, what else we got to say? Yeah, our Old Bird Race series, getting back to that for people that are in Southern Ontario that want to participate. Reminder, we start racing, I believe it's July 18th? No,
July 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, June 18th. It's June 18th, sorry.
Oh, for the Old Bird?
It's my fault.
Are you talking about Old Bird?
Yeah.
Okay, I can throw up the little flyer. Where is the flyer? Hold on. I'll throw up the flyer for our Old Bird series. There we go. There we go. That's our Old Bird race series for our in-area combine, Pioneer Combine participants.
They're working good? They're not working good, eh?
Hey. That's okay.
June 18th.
Yeah, June 18th we start. It's a 20-bird team. You pay for your team, 20 birds. You get 3 races out of it. Quite simple. It's a 300-mile race. Skip a week. Go to a 400-mile race. Skip a week. 500-mile race. 2 price points. If you want to play for money, which I highly recommend, it's $600 for a team of 20. You can mix and match your team as you go. That's fine. So if you think you don't like the bird that's there, pull it out, switch it with another bird. You can do that. If you don't want to fly for money, if it's you don't have the $600, I understand that. It's $200 for a team of 20, and you're not in the prize money.
And that's for our Old Bird series. So there you go. Okay. Next. You want to help him with that, please, before he struggles with it and isn't able to get it on?
You got to watch. By the end of this, he'll have it clipped onto the side of his nose.
Dangerous, man.
Dangerous?
It's dangerous.
You're dangerous. Did you already break it?
Dad already broke the mics. Way to go.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Okay. He could just hold it.
Just piss your pants next time.
The show's almost over anyway.
There we go.
Good.
There we go.
You're there.
Okay.
You're back with us again. No, so yeah, that Old Bird Series, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're paying first, second, and third in each of the races. Also, we're paying the top 3 champion birds. I think we're going to have a good turnout for that. I mean, there's no more Old Bird Open races now that I said that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm sure the people will follow, as most do. But yeah, that'll be fun. And Richard and myself will be taking the birds. You will see the birds eating, drinking on the transporter. You get the live video releases, and it's going to be fun. Very, very fun, and some true distance racing.
You know what we have to talk about on a next upcoming show, which I was going to talk about today and totally forgot about it? The Benzing blue that we're going to be using and selling and having available.
Oh yeah, the blue, Benzing blue.
Right.
Yeah, we got to do that.
The Pioneer One Loft birds will be using the Benzing blue, a new One Loft racing formula developed by Benzing, to help with your one lofting. A supplement.
Yeah, and
you put it in the water, I believe.
Yeah, and another thing, we will, when I'm at Fugari, the show, I will be at the Benzing booth. I'm going to do a little Benzing interview there, so you guys will be able to see that. When I do the whole Fugari and Houghton tour, I will do some Facebook living there, so you guys can see the show. You'll see all the breeders there, the booths. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll try some products out. Last time I went there, I felt better after I tested out the products, Leah.
Did you? Yeah, lots to see at both Fugari and Houghton, 2 of the largest pigeon expos in Europe, which Ryan will be at. Lear Market is another place that you're going to be visiting.
Yeah,
we'll be doing a tour from the Lear Market.
At the Lear Market. That'll be fun. We're going to pick some birds. We're going to take a special breeder with us, Lee. I haven't figured out who just yet. I got a couple ideas, but we'll bring somebody with me.
Mark,
some of the top.
Go ahead, Dad.
Okay. Some top birds have been picked out at the Lear Market.
100%.
Yeah.
Ask Eddie Grugens. Ask Eddie Grugens. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Leah. Maybe I should bring Eddie.
Mark says, Ryan, when you were in Belgium, can you look into a high-level supplement called Cacao Bomb? Kaucabam. Made by a small company in Belgium. Seems it is available in most countries, but Canada and the USA. Well, we'll certainly ask about that. We can also ask some of our auction breeders if they've ever heard of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe send me a screenshot of what it is, and I can take a look and see. There's so much stuff there to see.
And we're going to take you along every step of the way, guys. Ryan is, like he said, going to be doing live broadcasts from both Fugari and Houghton. The Lear Market, he's going to do a separate video tour and as well do a little live tour from there. So you guys are going to feel like you're with Ryan on the trip. Frank Eichhorn, go to the DHP booth in Houghton. Don't worry, Frank. Don't worry, Frank. We will. You're going to follow us along, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to do the whole thing. It'll be good.
Daniel Herman, are you going to Hardy Kruger's loft?
No, not. There's no sense going to Hardy Kruger. He's locked in with Pipa. I'd love to go, but when you got a contract, what am I going to go do there?
Yeah, we're touring the lofts in which we are doing auctions for this season. So, and there's a whole huge list of them.
Guys, if you go look on her marketplace, there's some pigeons there from Fuchs. You see the German name Fuchs. He was referred to me by Hardy Kruger. Okay, I've talked to Hardy. He wanted to work with us. I'm tied up in a contract. I said, well, come on, recommend someone to me. And Fuchs was the name. And Leah, we have, I believe, 4 birds up on the marketplace that we have here. And how outstanding really are they?
I know this lot number 4, which I can just show on our Feathers Elite marketplace right now. From SG Fuchs and Wolf, they are Golden Doif winners from Germany. I know this lot number 4 here, I believe, comes from the Hardy Kruger lines in the back of the pedigree. Let me just pull the pedigree up and see if it's this one. Rudy Deals. Let's see. Rudy Deals. Hardy Kruger in the back here. We see on this lot number 4 right here. Hardy Kruger. We've got Rudy Deals. But this, if you guys haven't checked out these SG Fuchs and Wolf birds, I'm telling you, the results on them are unfreaking believable. Direct, like Ryan says, very close to the tree, so to speak. Let me just get the photo here of lot number 4. We have 4 available from Fuchs and Wolf. Never been offered before in Canada, these bloodlines from Fuchs and Wolf, so something to see on our marketplace for sure. I'm going to pull up the other one, Ryan, and check if that's the Hardy Kruger. Go ahead.
Yeah, the quality of the birds is outstanding. It was nice. I asked Hardy, and he pointed me to these guys. And you take a look. I didn't know them. I listened to Hardy Kruger. Pointed me there. He wouldn't point you in the wrong direction. Take a look at the results on the pigeons. They're phenomenal. He's a Golden Doif winner. Now, the great part about it is a Hardy Kruger bird, you're going to pay 10,000, 20,000 euros for. You're going to get super quality right here. Super quality for less price. There's another one. Look at this.
So this is the lot number 2 in the Fuchs and Wolf marketplace. This right here, this cock here, is a grandson right down from Hardy Kruger. I'll just pull up the pedigree here and we can have a little look. And I'll show you if I could just enlarge this and get this off. There. So you got Hardy Kruger here on the dam side. So the grandsire is a direct from Hardy Kruger. They're 1287, I believe. Actually, I have a photo somewhere. Here's the eye. That is the sire Camillo and the dam Felicitas. Here we go. Der 1287 is the grandsire to your lot number 2, direct from Hardy Kruger. And I still have 2 more lots to put up from Fuchs. And I'm telling you, have a look at them, guys, and have a look at the pedigrees, and have a look at the results. Results. And I'm talking like results like first Hess champion versus 50,000 pigeons. They don't fool around in Germany, folks. They don't fool around. So here we go. Go ahead, Ryan. We can't hear you. I'm not sure. I think your mic shut off. Or it's dead. Oh, the mic's dead. Oh, he's going to just shut off the mics. Just 1 second. He's saying, hold on. Sorry, guys. New equipment. There we go.
Sorry about that, Leah.
That's okay.
So you can take your earmuffs off, Ricky. We can finish her off like this. It's going to be a little echoey. Oh, it's loud now. What?
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up the audio, I guess, as the batteries have gone dead or whatnot. But we will be back sometime this week when Ryan gets back from the U.S. We will do another, we're going to do a marketplace show where we're going to show these birds that we do have available on marketplace. Anybody else have any questions, comments? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Not barely, just very light. So we're going to wrap this up. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us for the Pioneer Family Show. Ken Lavoie, don't worry, Ryan's going to give you a call so we make sure that you are sorted. And guys, thanks for joining us, and follow us along at Feathers Leap Pigeon Auctions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. I think, Ryan, when you're in the U.S., you will be doing a special interview. A special guest will be joining you. So stay tuned for that.
I will do the special interview. Stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for flying with us. Sorry about the audio. We're working out the kinks that we don't have them in the UK. Have a great evening. Bye for now.
Good night, guys.